This time on HubNut, we're on a road trip in Ellie, the 2CV. We're already well into it here. We're in Telford. I stayed at the White Horse last night, and yeah, that was 112 miles to get here from home, but it was all in the dark. I didn't bother filming that. We've still got about 158 miles to do to get to Ipswich, where we're going to be filming the resurrection of a 2CV based kit car. So this is the story of how we got there. And first thing we've got to do is actually get Ellie started up, because it's a chilly old morning. It's hovering around 0. I'm just going to pop her in the holder while I start the engine. There we go. So yeah, we're above freezing, but it's still on the chilly side. So I disconnected the battery last night as an anti-theft measure. Hold on. Right, let's try that again with battery power. Oh yeah, things work much better. Oh, come on, Ellie. Oh no, Ellie, what's up? More choke? Yeah, there we go, more choke. She hasn't done many cold morning starts of late. And the wiper's going. Now I'm going to have to let her warm up, because the windscreen is cleared by heat drawn past the engine through the exhaust heat exchangers and then up the windscreen. It takes a while for it to warm up and actually start clearing things, but I can clean the windows in the meantime. Always have a spare wiper blade to hand. There we go, 2CV with rear wiper. Marvellous. Now I'm not planning on filming too much of the journey itself. It's going to be more a road trip diary, because I'm using this phone for mostly, oh you can see my breath, mostly for navigation today. And I haven't actually got a charger in this car, so I've got to be a bit sparing in my use. I did bring my old trusty brick, but I was planning on filming on this, but the screen is really not happy. I managed to crack the screen, which is why I have a new phone. So I'm not entirely sure that using that is going to be a very good idea. But yeah, we shall demist the car and get on our way. But it was absolutely fine last night. I must give a shout out to these clip-on lenses recommended by Leanne at Whiteland Restorations. They cut glare so much, they absolutely transform the driving experience. Plus they make everything look like it's got yellow headlamps, so you feel like you're driving in France in the 1990s. It's yeah, lovely. But yeah, it just relaxes the eyes so much because of all that nasty blue, bright blue glare you get from other road users. But yeah, soon we shall be on our way. So we're in Telford. Telford is close to Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury is fairly close to the Welsh border. We've got to go through Birmingham on the M6. That's probably going to be unpleasant. There's no probably about it. It's going to be unpleasant. And then we go out onto the A14, which will get us to Cambridge. So it's a lot of motorway schlep today. You're not missing much. But nice to be out on a trip in Ellie. And I thought, as we're resurrecting a 2CV based kit car, Ellie is the one to use. So we're going to go and visit Also Driven in Cambridge, Sean and Jim, because they've got a Microlino. So I'm going to test a Microlino today. Very, very excited about that. Then I'm going to pop to Cambridge 2CV and see Will. We went and visited Will on the way to the Croatia World Meeting of 2CV Friends 6 years ago this summer. Yikes. And we're going to pick up some spares, and so I can return them to him if we don't use them, but I have them if we need them to resurrect this 2CV based kit car. It's a Falcon. It should be good fun. And then he's also going to do a bit of a health check on Ellie as well. We got a clean MOT pass, but there's bearings that are a little grumbly, and we got the 2 drive shaft boots that need doing as well. So I may be leaving Ellie with Will and borrowing a car, or I might be doing that on the Friday on my way back home. Not sure, we'll find out later on. But we're starting to get some demister action. It would help if I actually pulled the lever to demist, I reckon, wouldn't it? So yeah, it just takes a long time for the windscreen to clear. Once she's warm and you're driving along, you got a bit of fresh air going through, she's fine. But this initial bit of day, it takes a while for the demisters to kick in. But yeah, they're well on their way. So I'm going to head off. Yeah, I've got the sexy daytime flip ups on now. We're on the M6. We've just got to Spaghetti Junction, and it's just stopped completely. Horrible feeling there's been an incident of some sort, because yeah, I've got the engine off. We're not going anywhere. No, it was just traffic. We're now coming up to the M1, M6, A14 interchange, which has changed so much. Used to come down to a couple of roundabouts and a tiny little tunnel, Cat 4 interchange. It was horrible. But now we just drive straight through. We just stay on the motorway, and then we find ourselves on the A14, which is the road that takes you right to the east coast of England. But Ellie's sailing away very merrily. We're cruising at sort of 60, 62 miles an hour. Which, to be honest, is all I tend to do in the Fairmont these days. It keeps the economy reasonable. I'll try and work out Ellie's economy, although I don't think I've recorded the mileage when we filmed up, so that was an oversight. Getting through a lot of screen wash today though. But yeah, it is actually lovely to be out on an Ellie adventure again. I've got way too soft and have stopped using this car because it's just like, well, going to Fairmont's nice and quiet and I can listen to the stereo, but Ellie's absolutely fine, and the noise levels when you've got a hat on aren't too bad. It's mostly wind noise because the body is unaerodynamic. Oh, it still feels like such a novelty. Under one of the underpasses. Now we're going under the M1 motorway. And this marks the end of the A14, sorry, the end of the M6. Past this sign here, we are now on the A14. When I used to live in Peterborough, this junction used to drive me mad. I have to go through it so often. That is a lot nicer. So we've reached very, very sunny Cambridge in Ellie the 2CV. I've already had great fun with a Microlino, and now I'm watching two men fill a Peugeot 106 with anti-corrosion stuff. So good old Alpha Land, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we paid for it too.
Yeah. We love the Alpha Land. So you can see that on the Also Driven channel, where they've done quite a few videos on this wonderful little car. In hindsight, going roof back was a mistake. Brr. I've got enough juice left in my jump pack to plug in my Toasty Fox hoodie. Fail. Still, first roof back drive of the year. It counts. I think we may have arrived. So here we are at Cambridge 2CV with Will, who I've known for a scarily long time. Yeah, even longer than Jono.
Longer than Jono?
Longer than Jono.
I think that is a...
So Ellie's up on the ramp, but also interestingly is another car from my dim and distant past. Anyone remember when this car was on Top Gear? It was in a original Top Gear, Kate Humble driving it in a competition against the Land Rover off-road, because this is a four-wheel drive converted 2CV. It's had a different body since then. I was present when it had its incident destroying the old body, but a fascinating piece of history, a car I've known since the late 1990s. So that's in for some improvement works, but we're having a look at Ellie to see what we think of her various issues.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had concerns about the CV boots, but actually that's just because it's been prodded, I think. They're not leaking as such yet, I don't think, are they?
No, this side, it's getting old, but it's not punctured yet. So you can see...
We can monitor that.
Yeah, you can see certainly signs of use.
Yeah.
So it's gearing up for changing, but it's okay at the moment.
Well, that's good news.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, I'm pleased to report that our bodge for the test is still actually holding up. Oh, it's still actually keeping the grease in and the water out. So
I'm quite impressed with that.
Yeah,
it's going from Wales to Cambridge.
Yeah, but you can see it is starting to degrade,
Yeah,
so it will need doing.
Well due a replacement. I certainly can't advocate repairing drive shaft boots.
No, no, that was literally done for the test.
But yeah, to get you.
But it is actually still holding.
Yeah, so fair play.
Interesting.
Middle go to the fine. No
Yeah.
there. And just while we're there, let's look at the inners. Again, no real issues. Slight crazing on the inside there, which they all tend to do after a while. But a bit more life left in those as well.
So your boots are okay. Your tyre is not. But the problem with the tyres is I need to buy new wheels. It's about 280 quid for a set of 4 wheels, I think, at the moment, from ECAS 2CV parts. And then I can put some good tyres on some good rims. Once I've worked out what colour to paint them, because they will come this colour. Yeah. But yeah, wheel bearings seem okay. This one...
This is the worst.
Yeah. Definitely a bit of something there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's tricky. You have to focus on there because you've got so much noise from the transmission.
Yeah, because you've got the discs. Yeah. But there definitely is a rumble.
But it's definitely getting a bit old. That one.
It makes me wonder, is it worth doing a wheel bearing and then we can do that CV joint at the same time? Would make sense, wouldn't it?
It would make sense.
Yeah. That may be a course of action. We shall give it some pondering and perhaps drink more tea.
Yes, tea, absolutely.
Ellie's going to be staying here and having a rest for a bit and a bit of TLC. And I'm going to head off in something else. But what? So I'm very fortunate. Will is lending me his Bitzer. And it's made out of bits of all sorts of cars. This bonnet is off a Perrier Special Edition, I think. The door is off a B-Reg Red Special. My first 2CV was a B-Reg Red Special. It was like a bamboo door, blue and cream wing. Is that Citroën yellow boot lid off a 2CV Special? So this is magnificent. And it's got the twiddly knob dash as well, just like my first 2CV. So this is the hazard lights. But if you turn it the other way, it's also the hazard lights. And the same is true of the wiper switch, which you twist. Either way, you get wipers. That checks your brake fluid button. That must be a screen wash upgrade, electric screen wash, posh. So this should be an interesting experience. Look, we've got a cup holder and a stereo. My days, luxury. We've got different seats as well. So like a 70s brown Targa rear seat, 80s special. And then this is more like the Charleston cloth, but I think it's an aftermarket seat cover. So yeah, this should be fun. Here we go then. I feel like I'm cheating. This is someone else's 2CV. Sounds like it has more sound deadening than Ellie. I'm going to start by saying I'm going to have to do a wiper test immediately. Because yeah, winter spray. Whoa, they're fast little wipers. Oh, the wipers park as well. That's a bit fancy. Not sure I can do with all this. Open up the vent flap. I always like a bit of ventilation. Mostly because I never trust 2CV heaters all that much because the fact it's metal around the exhaust. But clutch bite a little higher. Bye Ellie. And bye Will. And we'll be back on Friday to see how she is. It's weird how 2CVs differ so much. Hold on, I just need to try and clean my lens again. There we go. A bit less soft though. It's weird how they all feel and sound completely different. But they're all fundamentally the same. Everything feels different. The steering, the gear change, all just microscopically different. Oh, feels nice though. Literally literally bits and pieces. Right, on to Ipswich to see if we can get this 2CV based kit car going. That's going to be tomorrow. I'm heading to the hotel now, and then yeah, have a bit of a rest, charge everything up. Tomorrow's the big day. Yeah, just as noisy at motorway speeds, cruising around the same sort of area. 2CVs are noisy. Well, I've never been to Ipswich before. It's my first time. I'm not really sure what's here. Gonna have a mooch about. Seems a nice spot though. My hotel is the red building there, overlooking this river. So it seems, and it's a rather impressive bridge to walk across. Yeah, see what we can find. I need a snack. Oh yes, they have a football here. I'm just walking towards town. I don't think this was the cleverest way to go. I don't know why I crossed the river in all honesty. I just like look at that bridge. This is looking quite town centre-y. If a little quiet. I suppose it is midweek. Oh, well, that's quite cute. Not so much. Conclusion, maybe it looks better when it's not dark. Back at the hotel room, and what a nice room it is. Nice big desk, artistic lamp, and a reminder of where we are. If I pop the light on. There we go, Ipswich. That's less visible than I thought. Some wonky art on the walls, deliberately wonky, and quite a nice bar and eating area as well, if a bit quiet at 5:30 in the evening. Morning, it is day 3, I guess, technically. First day wasn't really a full day because I had dinner at home and then drove to that hotel. But yeah, I've just been editing up in bed the video so far. And now I'm going to get up and ready and head off to UK barn finds. Woohoo! Right then, come on, not Ellie. Oh dear. That sounded a bit like... Ooh. Okay, we got a blowback there. Oh no. I think she doesn't like the cold, Will. Well, it has been cold overnight, but still I wasn't expecting that. Some people just leaving, so I think I'm going to let them go. And then I'm going to have to attempt a bump start. I can't find a starting handle in the car. Yeah, problematic. By the way, those are the roof straps hanging down. It doesn't look like the press studs are there for them to be attached up, if you were wondering. So just let this car go, and yeah, I'm going to have to try and bump start. I might have to wiggle my way out of this space. There's a post right there, so I haven't got a straight run. But we'll let this car get out of the way, and then we'll give it a go. Into neutral. We're slightly uphill already, so we're moving already. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to get round. Okay, so I need to get the ignition on. We've got the choke set. Push, get some momentum up, and hope. Trousers caught in the door, that's not helpful. No, not enough momentum. Right. Problem is, it's so flat round here, I could do with a hill. Success! Oh, that was tiring. On we go. Well, we've just had a really busy several hours playing with the Falcon here at UK Barn Finds, and now we're just starting to pack up again. How well did this go? You're just going to have to wait and see and ignore the huge puddle of oil on the floor, but it's been a lot of fun. There's some very interesting vehicles here. This is just a very quick look around one of their sheds, so it's been really enjoyable. So that's been good fun. I'm gonna head back to my hotel shortly in the 2CV. We do need to quickly check it is actually charging before I get carried away, because it didn't want to start this morning. Not looking forward to tomorrow morning now, because I haven't got the jump leads part of my jump pack, just the battery bit. I don't know where the cables are, I keep losing them, so mildly concerning, but we'll see how we do. So yeah, it's been a fascinating day. Has it been worth travelling this way? Oh, I think so. Just for ridiculous mucking about with old cars. But yeah, that will be coming in a future video, and the Michelino as well. But yeah, let's see if the 2CV is actually charging. Right, so is the 2CV actually charging? Oh, that looks pretty healthy. I'll just bring the lights on, load her up a bit. It was foggy this morning, I needed everything on. Ah, 16. A little high if anything. Got a solid state voltage regulator on it, I think. Suppose you want a bit more power, but it may just be a dicky starter motor. We know where there's a good starter motor.
I can sell you one.
Yeah. Super. Hopefully we'll be all right tomorrow morning then.
It's a bit high.
What?
16.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Check for a smelly battery on that one. Right, time to see how the engines, or the battery rather, is feeling this morning. Oh, phew, no bump starting. I did take the liberty of actually, I'm going to move out from under this cover, disconnecting the battery last night. So I wasn't sure if there was a drain or something like that. But I'm going to go and get me a breakfast somewhere and head on my way back to Will. So he's getting in at 9:30 this morning. It's currently about 7:30, I think, so I've got like 2 hours to do a 40-minute journey, but that means I can have a nice relaxing breakfast somewhere. I've no idea where at the moment, and then we can pick Ellie up again, so that'll be good. I just nip to Sainsbury's and get some fuel at the very least. I don't think Sainsbury's is open yet, but yeah, on with our day. Well, it is somewhat windy this morning. We've now made it to Cambridge Services. Just had a very nice breakfast at Fresh in there. Really nice, full English. It just had to be done. Yeah, the little 2CV has been going very nicely. Glad it started this morning. So we've done about 60 miles, I think, this morning. We've still got 228 miles to home. But of course I need to swap 2CV first. I'm going to get inside it. It's perishing out here. The wind is really, it has got itself up today. Oh, yeah, it is a little fresh, it seems. But yeah, by the way, I hadn't even noticed until I watched the video last night, but there's a speaker right there. Is that how you hear the stereo in a 2CV? You have the speaker right next to your ears? Maybe it's the way to make it work. Yeah, we'll go and get Ellie back. But something I need to mention is that last night I went and had dinner with JM of JM on Cars. If you've watched his channel, you know he's had a rough week. So it was just nice to have a chat and let him get things off his chest and just have a nice bit of normality. So that was lovely. It's always nice meeting up with other YouTubers. So met up with UK Barn Finds yesterday and JM. So it's all been good. But I must also say huge thanks to the many people who always say, oh, if you'd let me know you were in the area, you could have come and had a cup of tea. Even Auto Shenanigans said this. Yeah, it's always appreciated, but there's so little time on these trips. We have to make these trips work. I cram as much in, and that it's kind of all pre-arranged before I leave home. So there's not much time for going to see other people, which is a shame. I know there are lots of cars over in this part of the country that have been offered up for test drives, but it's just finding the time. I really can't be away from home too much at the moment, so we're just cramming everything into a small amount of time. That said, we are hoping to be back in the east fairly soon. We haven't exactly sussed out the logistics of that, but we will be looking to make it happen. So who knows, we might be here again. I've got my email list of cars in different areas of the UK. I will try and consult it, and we'll see what we can do. But I need to go and return the little 2CV. We've used about a quarter of a tank. I might just go and top it up out of a kindness to Will, because it's been very good that he's lent us this car. Technically it's not actually a loaner, but yeah, all good times. So let's go and top it up, and then get heading back west. Ouch. £11.30 is what it cost to travel 60 miles this morning. That's appalling. £1.84.9 to get the finest Shell V-Power. Why do people fill up at motorway services? I'm only doing it because I'm here and I'm literally on Will's doorstep. Yeah, that's not good. I need to fill Ellie up before I head back. I don't think I'm going to be doing it here. Right, on to Will. Nice to be off the dual carriageways for a bit. Right then, we are back in Ellie, back with a stripy roof. Still no oil pressure light. Oh, there we are. Open the vent flap. Now, we did note when we were comparing cars yesterday that the grill muff on Ellie is very, very restrictive. So I may open it up a bit once we get underway, but might as well leave it full on for now. It'll help the engine get up to temperature. We just want to make sure it doesn't overheat. Oh yeah, much lower clutch bite on Ellie. Smoother getaway as well. So we've had 2 wheel bearings replaced. We've had the drive shaft gaiter on the near side, the one we bodged. We have actually replaced that one. We've left the other side for now. It is still okay at the moment. And we'll grease the knife edges as well on the suspension just while she was on the lift. It's a nice easy time to do it. Oh, much sweeter clutch, Ellie. But yeah, here we go, 228 miles back home, and total cost £377, which includes the 2 bearings. Between them, that's £100 right there. So a little bit of expenditure on Ellie, but she definitely deserves it. She's not had an awful lot of it in recent years, so there we go. Right, we shall get underway. But yeah, lovely to see Will, because I've known Will since the 90s as well. Will and Jono, we were all part of the very active 2CV camping scene in the late 90s. I've somewhat drifted out of it a bit, mostly because I live blooming miles away from wherever any events are, but it's always nice to see them again. So yeah, we shall hurtle home. Feels like a long way to go. Oh my days, right, it's 118 miles since I last filled up. That was after Huntingdon, so we were still on the A14. I'm now in Shrewsbury. I've just recorded the member vlog, so I need to edit that and get that posted because it's Friday. We give our members and our patrons a little 2-minute update video every single week. We don't want to hide any other content behind a paywall, so it's not like full videos, but just a little 2-minute insight into what we've been up to and what's going on and what's coming up. So that has just been recorded. I'm now eyeing up the beauty of the petrol station. Ellie's windscreen is filthy. It's been so mucky. But yeah, there we go. 227, 552 miles. I think we're about 300 in. on the trip so far, but still quite a ways to go. So I'm still the best part of 3 hours from home, including this break. So yeah, feeling quite tired, feeling really hot as well. So I might take some layers off. Eddie has finally got toasty in here, but yeah, long trip. I got most of the trip edited before I left the hotel this morning, so I'm pretty up to date. So hopefully I can get this video out on the Saturday, and then the Falcon one is going to be over an hour. That's going to be quite something. But yeah, going well. I'm now stacked up with fruit and drink, so I'm going to have a quick break and push on for home. Oof. Well, there we go. We are back in beautiful mid Wales with Ellie the 2CV, doing very nicely with her slightly opened up grill blind. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful here, blowing a gale. We're still actually an hour from home, but I'm going to wrap this one up there. I'm hoping I'm going to be in time to pick the kids up, but I'm going to have to get a bit of a shift on. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're looking forward to the upcoming content just as I am, and we'll see you in a future video. Farewell.